Alright guys, welcome to the show. I'm just going to give it a few minutes for everyone to come in. I see gamers here. Awesome, my brother, nice to see you. I see you were playing Dota earlier on. That's awesome. I actually like Dota myself as well. I've watched the show recently and I kind of fell in love with it, and I said, you know what, I mean, it's not the same thing, but yeah, definitely Dota, quite cool. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to come in, and then we start rolling, my brother. We start rolling. Also, let me refresh the chat and see what's going on. Would be awesome. Let's see, because I've got my phone on charge. Battery's kind of dead, so been busy tracking crypto all day, obviously. We need to track crypto. By the way, guys, if you're new to the show, hit that subscribe. I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit that like button, share it with one other. If you find value, obviously share it with many. Okay, friends, family, grandma, grandpa, whoever, doesn't matter. Share it. Trust me, you don't want to miss these kind of things. These are the times when you need to be focused a lot more on your crypto portfolio. So if you're new to the game and you've just entered, you don't know whether you want to buy now or you want to sell now. Well, here you're going to hear no BS, just facts from the charts, nothing more. And are trying to keep you back on the ground. So all these like coins that are starting to moon and everything, sometimes you've got to just take 2 steps back and understand it for what it is, and I'm here to do that for you. So that's what I do. Let's see what happens. So Tamil is asking about Tangy, not yet released, make an overview. No worries. Okay, let me have a look, and I'll have a look and see what Tangy is. Is Tangy available on CoinMarketCap? Because you know my rule. My rule is it has to be on CoinMarketCap. If it's not on CoinMarketCap, I won't talk about it. I'll give you a second chance, and I'll say if it's available on CoinGecko, I'll still talk about it. But if it's not, I won't talk about it. So you can see here, I can't really give you an over straight up. I'm telling you, it's like so hilarious. I was like, wow. So they're hitting the undergrounds and everything as well. They're doing the same thing. They've obviously got a marketing budget. They made enough money from selling enough crypto, selling enough Floki, for them to go and start advertising on buses and everything. This is how it all starts up. You make some money, you go out there, go and do the marketing, and then deal with it. Pre-sale on 29 November. Also, not yet released. Tamil, is there a website for it? If there is a website, I'll have a look at it. So Tangy, I'm assuming it's not Tangy, it's probably Tangy, as in tangible. So we'll have a look and we'll see. That's not an issue. Give me a website and I'll have a little look at it. But now that we've got a few people on the stream, let's have a little go at this. Let's have a look at the market overview today. Market looking pretty solid. I was really concerned last few days actually, to try and hold this as our support range. So you can see I had this box here. Also, what I'm going to do while I'm on this chart, I'm actually going to update something. So I don't really need this zone anymore. What I do need is this zone to be here. We don't need to focus too far back, because remember, we only use the history in order to guide us in our future, but we don't really need it, because sometimes the history is not quite relevant. Because if the market is trending up and overall the market's always going to go up, like for example, total market cap has 13,000 coins. So that's a whole different data set right now, and we don't need to look at some of the stuff. But of course, we'll come back to it in the future. Right now, doesn't matter. There are Google Tangy coin. Okay, I'll have a look. No worries, I'll have a look. Just be patient with me. I'll have a look. Right, we don't want to go off subject, because yesterday we actually started. We were going to talk about Doge and this and that, and I think I briefly got that part in there. And then we kind of diverted off to other stuff, and I even did a nice little bit of an education there as well. And I hope it helps people. Do you know what I mean? I hope it helps people. But let's talk about the coins in relevance today. Market, what it's doing. So obviously market's coming back, which is really cool, because you can see we went all the way from 2.7 to the bottom here. At one stage we were at 2.43. A lot of people don't realize that was a $310 billion dump. So that was tough for us, right? $310 billion is mad. It's crazy numbers. So we've come back, we've recovered it. which is really awesome to see. We've come back with $200 billion into the volume, which is absolutely fine. Of course, we want to see that volume reflected as well. Sadly, we're not seeing it, right? We can see here, we only see 99 on a $2.6 trillion market. When you see 99 billion, that's nothing. I mean, when you look at these volume, absolutely nothing. So we want to start seeing a lot more volume come in and see where it goes there. So I see a massive list coming in. No problem, I'll have a look at the list. Give me a second. Let's just keep on going through this and see what the market is doing, right? So today we've had a nice little recovery. Monday's a good day. You know, normally Monday traditionally is usually a bad day if we had a good weekend, but because we had a bad weekend, and I'll tell you why the bad weekend is hilarious, right? So let's just get this over with. A lot of people, big whales, were dumping their Bitcoin and Ethereum to buy Shiba. Can you imagine this? They were actually dumping Bitcoin and Ethereum to buy Shiba. And of course, they helped Shiba get to one stage, get to, I think it was somewhere around here, number 11 at one stage. I mean, that was just insane to see. Yeah, it was about 16 billion at one stage. And obviously it's calmed down, but we'll talk a little bit more about this later. But that's what they did. They literally dumped all of this to pick up more Shiba and play the pump. And then a lot of people decided to even short Shiba from 44, and I feel sorry for them because some of them actually got wrecked. So not going down that route at this present moment, but look, market's doing great. We just need to see the volume come back in to reflect this. I mean, when you look at the market cap versus the volume, it's pathetic. Come on, guys, it's pathetic. Be honest with ourselves, right? It's absolutely pathetic, right? I mean, when you're looking at this market cap here, and when you're looking at the volume, look at this. Insanity. This is like, what, 80-90% is just the volume. That's massive buying and selling. I mean, when you look at this should give you a rough idea about how much people are interested in this. The amount of buys and sells that are going on compared to BTC. Come on, guys. What we want to see is couple of 100 million at least, right? If not 500 million. Do you know what I mean? We want to see 500 million, at least 50% of the market selling, buying and selling BTC. Those are the kind of volumes we want to see. We want to see Ethereum doing at least 200 billion. 200 billion. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's what we like to see, right? But so far, when you look at Shiba, it's the only one with the best performing out there, with the only one with the highest volume compared to its market cap. We've never seen this before. So this is really, really awesome to see. And also 3,000 people, I believe, or 300,000 people have signed a petition for Robinhood to list SHIB. The pressure's on them, I'm telling you. And we just want to see what that does, because we remember when Doge launched on what you call this, Robinhood, it had a 10,000% pump. 10,000%, took it all the way to, I think, 70 billion or something like this. So let's see what happens. That would be really, really interesting to see. Let's move over to fear and greed, have a look and see what happens. So yesterday we had 73. Let's refresh. 72. So the market's starting to calm down. So this is not greed, this is calming down. This is not fear either. Remember, guys, anything above from the middle point onwards above, still greed, but it's just not fear, right? So when you see the numbers dropping, absolutely fine. Now, yesterday, briefly, we did see 18,000 BTC come back to the exchange, and I did post on Discord immediately as soon as I noticed this. Let's have a refresh and see what's happened since then. Boom, we had 19,000 BTC leave the exchange. Now that is super insanely bullish. That's what I'm going to say. So really, really cool on that one. Let's have a little bit of fun with some bubbles. SHIB minus doesn't matter. Everything else is performing pretty good. Wouldn't complain. This is XYM. Now, anybody who had XLM may have remembered that you received some XYM for free. If you sold it after you received it, shame on you. And if you kept it, well, you just made yourself a whole bunch of free money. Great job, you know, good luck. That's how you do it. You take the free coin and make some more money. So this is Solana. Let's have a look. Hold on, let me refresh this. Yep, so Sol is performing very good. Near performing the highest, and Curve, obviously, and some other shit coins down here. But point is, Near is doing very good. Curve is doing very good. BTC is not stopping, as you can see by volume. It's just coming in, right? And of course, great wins here. I'm not going to be complaining. I know some of you guys always like, oh, dude, what's the best coin to buy? What's the best coin to buy? Well, sometimes you know what you got to do. Just go here, look for the best losers. I mean, here obviously we're seeing SHIB to be the biggest loser at 6%, which is it's nothing. When you start looking at some of these, you can see some losses, which is nothing, guys. I mean, 6% is the highest loss. Come on, that's nothing for us. I want to talk about this other coin. Recently, a lot of people were asking me. It was on Binance. What was the coin called on Binance? It was something to do with some football player. I remember it was some stupid coin, and I did tell everybody. I said, guys, you will probably get wrecked on this particular coin. Let me see if I can find that coin, because there was some stupid coin everyone was talking about. I was like, guys, you're gonna get wrecked. You're gonna get wrecked on this coin. What's it called? Lazio. Yeah, that's it. It was called Lazio token or something like that, right? When you're gonna be trying to buy some fan tokens and you're not really a fan, you are asking to get wrecked, right? So Lazio's had a massive dump, right? Lazio fan token has a massive dump. It went all the way up to $100. So let's do this. Look, from where it peaked, right? This is not even showing it, right? So this is like inception to where it went, whatever it was. I mean, when you look at all of this, like look at the date, right? From there to all the way up here, it did a massive pump. I remember it did a massive pump, and then it settled, right? Let me see if I can find it on TradingView. Give me a second. Let's have a look if it is here. Yeah, Lazio, right? So this was Lazio token. It had a massive hype, 93 here. Of course, on I think on Binance UK, it did go all the way up to 100. It had a massive dump. And then it's sitting here right now. So this is the points when I tell people, I said, guys, let the pump and dump happen. Unless you bought it here and unless you sold it here, if you're planning to get in, wait for these, because this is when you would actually be better off jumping in and making a little bit of money. So far, I don't know what the purpose of this token is, apart from the fact that whoever this Lazio guy was, because listen, I don't support football or I don't watch sports, so I don't know anything about sports, but whoever this guy was, great, you guys have just given him a good few $1 billion, I believe. Let's have a look how many billion or million you gave him. Volume 338, diluted, market cap 137 million. Great. So he's earned $137 million from you guys for being his fan. Great. I'm sure that was very rewarding for everybody. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything else. Right, let's go back into our market cap and see what the market cap is doing, and also have a look at other stuff. I see Mark here. Awesome, my brother. Nice to see you here. Need to drive my man, so I'll look back later. Thanks again. Awesome, my brother. No worries. We'll catch up later. I mean, obviously you can rewind and watch it from the beginning. That's not an issue. So that's what the market is doing. Let's leave the market where it is. Market's doing pretty awesome. I'm not going to be complaining. 2.6186 and counting. So let it do its thing. Absolutely fine. A little bit of rejection here and there doesn't bother us. So far we've broken this trend and we're starting to move up again, and of course let's see where it takes us. That's going to be the main thing. Now let's move over to BTC and have a look at the BTC for what it's doing. BTC pretty much the same. I mean, just look at this candle, look at this candle, and I'm going to go back to total. Look at the both candles. You see what I mean? So the king is back in the game. King is doing its thing. Of course, we're going to look at dominance and see what it does. But we've got a long way to go, guys. We've got to go up to this level, actually. So let me adjust this line, because this was previously when we were up here. I was saying we shouldn't go below this. Now what we need to do is break above this level. So this 63,675. Once we break this level, then we're going back up again, and then after that we don't really, I mean, this level here, this 64, this is the previous all-time high. Absolutely doesn't matter for us to be super bullish again. Give me a second. Super bullish again, all we need to do is literally break this neckline here, which is the 66,203, and we're back on the race. We're back to the race. So that should be really awesome to see. Let's have a look at dominance. Dominance climbed up a little bit. This is why we are seeing the momentum come back in, because the interest is backing. People have put their money into SHIB, put their ethereum into SHIB, put their BTC into SHIB, made a whole bunch more SHIB, and a whole bunch more BTC, much more ethereum, much more money. and came out now. So SHIB has been rewarding people, and they've come back and they've pumped it back in there. Awesome to see. No complaints at all. Talking about Ethereum is in the zone, right? So you can see I drew a box here just to show where we have to break above. So as long as we can move above this line, this box, right, we should be fine. And the box area, if I'm correct, is at 4,175, and that should attempt again. Remember, it failed to test this previous all-time high. This probably a second round trying to test that. Let's see what it does. Talking about DOT, love my DOT. DOT is really cool. DOT is awesome. DOT is still not ready. Remember, we have approximately, I think, 2 weeks for DOT to make a move. So we're going to observe DOT for a little bit and see what it does in the next 2 weeks, because I believe that's when all the parachains and everything go live. And then once we go to that level, I will show you how to track them. So we can track all the parachains that are coming and everything. That's going to be a brilliant thing to look at. Also, let me save this as it is. So that should be really cool. So we've got a long way to go anyway. Not far, you know. These are just targets that we've had. Remember, we've got these massive targets on the daily time frame. Longer the data, stronger the data. And as you can see, we're coming in to test these zones. And of course, before these zones, we always going to have some sort of a rejection, some sort of a sideways move. But as long as we've been creeping up and creating these little you know, levels here, or supports you can call it, right, it's a platform. It's good enough for us to start moving up again on the next wave. Solana got rejected previously, coming back, attempting that, and I think once it breaks it, it might just stay above this. If it does, then, you know, new all-time high, continue. And we do have some crazy targets for Solana. I did talk about Solana probably going all the way to $500-600, but just before that we've got 244 and 337 to be our first two targets. So let's see where that takes us. I'm going to jump straight into SHIB just to kind of give you some sort of a context on what SHIB's been doing. So just like how we created this area here, SHIB is now forming another zone here. That's what I've noticed, right? So it's been pretty cool. In fact, this secondary zone that we've created recently, and you have to see it on a short time frame to actually really observe and understand exactly what's going on. So we've had this area here, as you can see, this super zone here, and I'm going to change the color just for the second. Right, so this area here has become now our new support zone. So we might be bouncing up and down, but ultimately, look, 1, 2, 3 attempts at the new price, right, or technically the new high. It's not the new high because there is actually other exchanges showing that we did hit the 0.5, and what I mean by 0.0005 in some exchange. So not quite there. But let's see what happens. But the pattern's forming a tightening range, which is always a great thing to see. I mean, it doesn't matter whether we put it here or whether we put it on the top, but this is a tightening range. And also, if you look carefully, it's showing as a symmetric, but it's not. It's an ascending triangle, right? So far so good. This could easily just break out, test those lines, and then shoot up again, do something similar like how it did here. See how it did here? It could easily do this here, but we need more time, guys. It's not over. Okay, it's not over, so patience on that one, because my target is still sitting at the 0.62 level, which is 0.6 for me. So I'm just going to be play safe. 0.6 would be my level. I see Bubble here, my brother. How you doing, my brother? Awesome to see you, Bubble. We're on track. We're on track. You know, when you're looking at eGold for what it's doing, and I know you are interested in eGold, it's perfectly on track. It's coming in to test its previous high. And once it tests that, well, we already know we've talked about $412. Fibonacci says 367, but I think it's going to touch this. I think it's going to touch this level. I think it's going to touch my level, not the Fibonacci. So I might just be right here again. But let's see what happens. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about probabilities, and the probability is very high for us to go and touch this $412 level. So let's see what that does. Those of you who picked up KCS when we talked about it, you can see KCS is doing awesome. It's only approximately $3.20 away from its previous high. And once it goes there, well, we do have a target, which is $32 as according to Fibonacci. I've got a feeling it might even pump further, but we'll work on that later. We need to get to this target before we get to the next target. So that will be an awesome thing. Gala hit the floor exactly. You can see here, hit the floor, and it's holding. So only thing I need to do with Gala, and I told you Gala's going to pop, but when, we don't know. So with Gala, all you can do is adjust this trend line. That's all we can do. We just can adjust this trend line and stay on focus, right, from where we are. And I think Gala's just going to make a move, and the move's going to just shock everybody. She shouldn't do it all of a sudden. So let's see how that one works. Still happy with Dow. BitDow still coming in to test this area. Obviously, once it breaks this, then it needs to get above. Once it gets above, there's no stopping it. There's no stopping it. So it's happening. It's happening. A matter of when. That's the question, right? We don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. But yeah, other than that, most of the other coins are doing well. I'll jump onto a few of your coins that you have mentioned. So for example, I believe, let's go into Google and have a look and see what Gamer wanted. So Gamer wanted, I see Free Energy here. Awesome, my brother, nice to see you. So he says Google Tangy coin, right? So Tangy coin. So he wants me to give a nice little analysis on this one. So Tangy coin is gettangy.com, tomorrow's token today. Okay, catchy name. I do like the name. Serves as a digital payment system for cannabis retailers, for payment currency for cannabis consumers, and viable project for you, the early mover. Okay, great. But I mean, the question that I have is, where are you going to use this for cannabis? Because most states in America, right, it's actually legal. There are a few where it's 100% legal and you can buy with cash. I'm sure cannabis retailers would love cash, but they can accept card, whatever. So anything like the actual retailers, actual shops, they can accept cash for it. So why would we want to go for a hassle for a cannabis payment system when it's so much more easier to do cash, right? That's number one fundamental problem I see. Number two, I see, okay, fine, for cannabis retailers, payment system for, but isn't it illegal all over the world? So then how is this going to be done? So isn't this going to be falling into that category of an illegal cryptocurrency, and wouldn't this suffer a ban or something like this? Isn't this just asking for trouble? So again, doesn't make sense. But we did have, back in the days, I remember we used to have a few cannabis coins, again promoting the same thing or similar kind of thing. They used to take the money, and I'm sure they've created cannabis farms out of those or whatever. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. I mean, these assets are generic, so I'm not going to bother looking at those. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know who these guys are. I don't have a clue. I don't know. I don't want to know. Cannabis cultivation, great. So you want to pay for cannabis farming, you want to be supporting drug dealing, go for it. Payment service, great. Online CBD, so again, online cannabis delivery service, great. 2 years to develop this, okay, great. Great. So they done trials in retail stores, fine. Where, we don't know. They had 16 million. Again, I want to see a reference to where. Give me some evidence, right? Again, I need to know where. Do you know what I mean? I need to know if you've been around since God knows when with your payment delivery system. Let's have a look, because I'm curious. You're telling me you've been around since wherever, and you want me to give you this. So do you know what? It's already over. For me, it's already over. I don't know what to say anymore. That's it. Game over. You want to be a decentralized cannabis coin, and you want my email. You feeling alright? So good luck anyway. Listen, if you're going to buy some and you want to support cannabis and everything, I don't support drugs or anything like this, so unfortunately I can't really say anything else apart from the fact that when I see this, that's red flag for me. That's red flag for me. I don't want to be a member of whatever nonsense you got. That's a red flag. So adios my amigos. Boom, there you go. We don't need that anymore. Now let's move over to the next ones. Can you look at AMP FDT And is it still a good time to get into FTT and a red candle? Link is pumping. Of course, link is pumping. So you said AMP. Let's have a look at AMP. AMP is doing all right. I ain't gonna complain, right? So when I say it's doing all right, what do I see? I see this pattern, and this is, remember, this is the old AMP and this is the new AMP, and I see this pattern, and of course it's been very slow. It suffered a lot because there are competitors out in the market. Remember, I talked about ACH Pay, Alchemy Pay, where they've become a bit of a competitor for AMP because they also have the similar technology, they have more money, and they're just pumping it out there. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in AMP, just kind of just suddenly just died out, just phased out. Other than the fact that Coinbase pumped it a little bit, and Coinbase is probably invested in it in many forms or manner. But the point is it just died out, it fizzled out, this is gone, right? Fine. But has AMP got opportunity? Is AMP going to do something? I think that's more of a question that you have. And to be honest with you, AMP hasn't really done anything. If you look at this area here, it's been pretty steady. There is interest on it. I'm not even joking. There is actually interest on it, right? And when you see the max supply, and when you see the total supply, when you see how many is in circulation, all of this makes sense. Remember, AMP is one of those, it's a collateral token, means that you use AMP to collateralize payments on the network. So it has great usability, great use case. It just didn't get the adoption that it wanted, just because it had many competition around it, right? So that's what it is. But I think there's a lot of interest in this. Would I top up anymore? No. I do have a whole bag of it, but would I top up anymore? I don't think so. And I did get rid of as much as I can during the first initial pump. So I can't remember when the Coinbase pump was, but I remember it done a massive pump and took the initial out, left some, and since then it's just been like a whole bunch of free coins. So I'm not hurt, and that's what I say to people. Don't target for the moon. Be reasonable with yourself and say what's enough for you. So just take it and leave. Do you know what I mean? These are all gonna pump and dump at some point, but there is plenty of interest. But for me, I wouldn't pick up anymore. Now when you're talking about FTT, now that's a whole different ballgame. I've talked about FTT so many times on this channel, so many times, and I've kept on mentioning, look guys, FTT, good zone, FTT is going to pump, and doesn't matter what happens. FTT, I think we was talking about FTT from around here somewhere. I made a video and I said, guys, there's a video, go and look on the channel, you see it's like a 2-hour video, and I said, guys, there's 50 coins to choose from and FTT is one of them, you know. And I think at that time FTT was somewhere around $10 or something, right? So you had this opportunity to pick up some FTT for very cheap, and you would have climbed up this much. Ultimately, even now, you want to look for a red candle, I wouldn't even bother. I'll be honest with you, right? So if I'm interested in FTT, and let me just adjust this, give me a second guys, I want to adjust this a little bit because I want to get the facts. If you are looking at FTT, it's just had its bounce, right? And we're on the daily, and you can see it's just had its bounce. Yeah, it's just had its bounce from the line, and it's below this area. So when we look at this, it's, well, this would have been a perfect buy zone, but still in a great buy zone, in my opinion. Because if I start doing a fib on this, from where it is right now to where the previous high is, look at this, it literally takes us back to the previous all-time high. And if it does that from where we are to where we want to get to, that's already a 30%. Do you know what I mean? That's already a 30%. So the potential is very high. There's a lot of marketing, a lot of advertisement going on. Sam Bankman-Friedman, or whatever his name is. I always get it mixed up. I'll call him Sam anyway. He has marketing power. Trust me. I mean, the guy sponsors a whole bloody baseball stadium. Do you know what I mean? Basketball and whatnot. And the guy's in there, I'm telling you. So when you look at someone like that with a lot of influence, he's got the power. And this is one of the reasons why Solana pumps as well. He's heavily invested in Solana. All Solana ecosystems, he's pumping into them. He's aping into them. So that's what he's doing. So yeah, I would definitely look at FTT. even now, obviously no financial advice, I will still look at it. But other than that, it's done its thing, guys. Again, you guys are talking about coins when we've come back here. Remember, I always say, when it's bloody, if you got a coin, pick your coin and look for it when it's bloody. That's the great time to buy. So yeah, that's that. Now, coins like Flocky, I'll be honest with you, I'm not even going to waste my time on it. Of course, some people are. I'm not going to pick this up because it's just a copycat trying to get into the meme culture. It could have done great. I don't really care. In my opinion, this would have been the time to pick it up, not this. Does that make sense to you? Right? Because end of the day, it's already done its pump, right? So why would I even bother looking at this anymore? I mean, this is not even showing the full data. That's how bad it is. This is just wrong. Let me try and see, because it's not even on proper exchanges. There's only one or two, and Gate.io doesn't show up here. I'm not sure why. Probably Gate.io doesn't share the API, but most of it is just on these, Uniswap and swap tokens and things like that. And as I said to you, they're making money by selling shit to you. I wouldn't even touch it. I would have touched it here, right? But now that it's come all the way up here, I won't touch it. Do you know what I mean? Because look at how many zeros it has in front of you. I mean, in front of it, right? And look where it is now, right? So it's already done like 600-700%. For me, it's already too high. I wouldn't bother. And if you look at the number of coins, there's 10 trillion there. 10 trillion there, and you can see the circulating supply reported by them. You only got 9.4 billion. 9.4 billion is like, I don't know, it's like 1% of the trillion. So there's 99% sitting in someone's wallet, and you guys want to talk about Flocky. Flocky could go and fly off wherever they want, because I don't want it. I'm not interested. It just screams scam to me. So be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Don't fall for the hypes, guys. Don't fall for the hypes. It's not worth it at all. Trust me, it's absolutely not worth it. Let's look at Link. Actually, I do have Link here. Why am I looking over there? So Link, remember we talk about Link. Link is a good project. Link is pumping today, not too much. It's just broke out of his channel, nothing more. Of course, this is something we expected anyway, but it's got a long way to go, guys. Long way to go. Go from where it is now at $32 to go to its previous high, 54. We still got another $22 to go, and $22 is not small money. I'm telling you, from here where we are right now to $22, that's a 70% pump. We need another 70% to get to the previous all-time high. But ultimately, if anyone's picked it up here recently, you're okay. Again, don't pick it up here. If you picked it up here, you're good. You got a potential to at least make half that. Even if you come up to here, which we are going to find a rejection at the 42 level, right, which is exactly 50% of this measuring tool, we are going to get a dump here on the bottom. So we're going to find rejection unless we have a massive market sentiment change. Then yeah, we might see a 70% pop. Not that easy. And of course, if you look at my side panel here, you can see pretty much everything's pumped. Like, for example, total market pumped almost 2.73%. Happy days. BTC pumped 3, similar, like 3%, 3.7%. Great. Ethereum pumped 1.41%, currently sitting at 4,140. Great, no worries. BNB done another 2.27. Dot, doing 2.57. Great. Solana 5%. Solana almost 6%. And it's literally about to do it while we're on the live. It's literally about to go and test that line. Look at this. We can actually zoom into this and see exactly what's going on, maybe on a minute candle. Yeah, it's really coming in for it. Massive fight. So you can see from just by looking at the side panel who's doing what. I mean, Solana's done that. KCS has done 6.85%. Scala not much. Bit done 3.5%. AVAX 4%. 1 inch. No one's talking about 1 inch. It's done at 8.65%. Do you know what I mean? So that's been super solid. Here at Shiba today, theoretically, compared to the last 24 hours. By the way, remember, when we're measuring, we're doing a 24-hour change. So according to this, on a 24-hour change, we're still 9.9% up. So it's not bad. Do you know what I mean? Mbox pumped another 6%, happy days. Theta pumped 6% again over the last 24 hours. It's been pumping. Yesterday pumped as well, today's pumping as well. Awesome. Algo done another 7.8%. Great, it's almost hitting that $2 target. So not bad. ZIL 5.67%, but that's because of all the news coming regarding XCAD. So let's move over to XCAD and have a look and see what XCAD is doing. Atom 2%, Bake 3%, Cake 2%, Coty 4%, Doge -4. Why am I not surprised? Because people don't care anymore. You know, what Elon Musk says doesn't matter anymore. Engine 5%, Clay 1%, but Clay has been... So I don't know how to say this. Clay went all the way down to like, I don't know, 50 cents or 60 cents. And then it's been gradually growing with the market, which is really cool. Currently hovering around the 150 to 160 level. I think it's just going to have a massive breakout. And this time I did put a sell order just in case we have a spike like we had last time. So this spike here, if you remember, I mentioned. So hold on, let me go into daily to show you. Because there was this massive spike. This one here, look, they did it in one day. And then they cleaned everybody else and left. So for this spike, I have set up another order around the $4 level, just in case the spike comes in. And I'm just sitting on that, waiting for him. See what it does. Matic, come on. We talked about how it's going to break out, do its thing, finding support. Look at it. It's coming back to test this level. Once it breaks this level, there's no stopping it. So that's going to happen. Right. Any other good coin here to look at? I mean, ZIL, we did talk about that already. Because there are some great coins here that have pumped crazy amounts, by the way. Crazy amount. Here, ASM. I talked about ASM yesterday. I mean, you know, it pumped. Would I pick it up? No, because it's pumped too much, right? And then it found its support, and it came back here. Now I would be probably thinking about it, but I'm still going to give it some time because I can see it broke this area. It came up. It went down, confirmed down here, and now it might be doing another move. This may be a good zone to pick some up and then just climb it up to a little bit. And as long as I can get back to this level, so from where we are now, so for example from here to here, that's a nice little 30-40% pump, you know what I mean? So that's all I'll be looking at, nothing else. I'm not going to the moon. A few other coins doing quite well. Anything else with a massive pump? I mean, FTM, I don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm just bored of telling people, because I've been telling people about FTM since that down here somewhat. And it's just climbing and no one's looking at it, you know. And I've had some guys ask me recently, is it too late to buy FTM? What do you mean? Is it too late to buy FTM? What's wrong with you? Are you still asking me this when I told you somewhere around here? Stupid. That's all I can say. Sorry, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but that's just stupid. Talked about push the other day, and this is what I saw in push, and I sent it off, and I think a brother come up to me and he was like, what's your target? Very simple. Your target should be whatever the previous high was, and even if that's too high for you, then your target should be approximately here, the body. That was a fact. So if you're picking it up here and you can do this, then your percentage from where we are right now, it's very simple, up to here, you're doing a nice little 80%. Full stop, you know. But even that 80%, instead of looking for that, have your zone 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever. Have a target and put your sell order there. It doesn't matter where it goes. So you got to be disciplined enough to do this. It's like, I don't care if it goes to the moon. I just want my initial back. I want some profits back. I'm in it for the money. Be honest with yourself and happy days. Out where you're never going to get wrecked. So very simple. BTC is coming in. I just saw it. BTC is coming in. So yeah, other than that, look, market's doing pretty awesome. I'm not complaining. Again, none of this matters. If even this candle doesn't matter until we confirm. I hope you can. Oh yes, I just pulled the bloody headphone. Let's have a look and see who else is here. So Bubbles here. Lisa Dollar, investing and getting return in what I have always wanted. Finally, I found Nikki. I started 850. Lisa, we don't need your Nikki. We don't need anybody. We don't need you to tell us how 850 could turn into 6,000 in 72 hours because you're a scam. Thank you very much. Please leave the show. Sounds like a shitcoin, drug dealing, bubble. Is Pablo still alive? Bro, Pablo's spirit is still alive. I'm telling you, Pablo's spirit is still alive. As long as Pablo's spirit lives along, our drug dealing will continue. I bought when you said don't wait for a red. Thanks, bro. I'll stick to the Shiba Inu. Awesome. Prince Manan here. What about XEC? So Manan is asking about XEC, and we do have a chart for XEC. Let's have a look. I did have one for XEC. Oh, I was going to talk about XCAD. Damn. This is what happens to me sometimes. I get distracted. Okay, this is XCAD. Look at that. Exactly as I said, it's going to come, and it's come back now. And if it breaks this, it ain't stopping. You do know that, right? If it breaks this, it ain't going to stop. It's just going to shoot up. And all of that is coming this week. So I'm not sure when, but it's coming in this week. He wants to know about XEC. And XEC was a coin that was brought to my attention by Tamil Gamer. Awesome. And you can see we found this support zone here, and I've been targeting this zone, and my target is here. So anywhere from here, buying anywhere from here in this particular zone for me, right, in this area, was a good buy. I've bought straight away when Gamer talked about it. I think he talked about it somewhere around here. It's been down a little bit. I'm not fast, because wherever it was, even from this area to this area, if you just look at the percentage, that's a great percentage for me to take my initial or half of my initial out. And then obviously we might see another pump. And this is this is the Bitcoin ABC, I believe, where they changed the denomination and created a billion more tokens and gave everybody like 10,000 coins for every one they had. So this is one of the reasons why people do have thousands of this, because they want to make it into a payment system. So they have a plan, they have a roadmap, where they want to use this as a payment system, because they do realize, and this is the best part about this project, they realize Bitcoin is not going to be really used as a payment system, and any idiot that is using it as a payment system, well, he's an idiot, full stop. So they've created an alternative. They said, look, this is also Bitcoin, and why can't we have a denomination at a very lower rate so people can actually use this and find value? So it's like Bitcoin 2.0, and I quite like the idea. I don't mind this, you know. So let's see where that goes. I see Costin here. Costin. He says Mina. Mina's a good coin. I talked about Mina. I believe I have Mina here. There you go. Mina done a 4%, broke out of the channel, tested this area, broke out, got rejected, came back to this level. Now, when we're talking about Mina, it just did all of this, and we do have a target. You can see our target is $5.36, and that's our first target. So what we're expecting is Mina to come back, bounce here, probably find support here. We need this area to be support, and then shoot up towards the all-time high, right? And as soon as it goes here, then we want to see another move that does this and hopefully bring us even higher, possibly up to about $10. We don't want to aim too high. Do you know what I mean? $10 reasonable from where this zone is, because anybody buying in this zone, right, in this area, is a great buy, you know, because when you start looking at percentage, that's what the key is, right? So when you bought it here, just say for this area here, up to the previous high, that's a nice little 40%. And then if you can go up to the $10, like it is $8, 1 second. If we can shoot up to the $10 or close to, actually, this is more closer, $9.59 gives you almost about 100%. So that gives you your initial back and some, right? So that's the idea. And remember, guys, now's the time to start taking profits, not worrying about how many X's you're going to do, because those X's aren't going to last for that long. That's all I'm going to say to you, all right? When we're in this stage of the market, I told you so many times, and nobody's going to tell you, and I'm the enemy, and I'll happily be the enemy on this channel, not an issue. Nobody's going to tell you this, that, guys, market's hot, there's no certainty that this is it. We can easily reject like 2019 and come back down here, or we can continue and go up there. There's no guarantee that we're going to go up here. Do you see what I mean? There's absolutely no guarantee telling us we're going to go up there, right? Other than the fact that we got a few technicals on the charts. For example, this is the weekly, which is pointing, the RSI is pointing and saying, yeah, we might have a chance to move up. And other than the fact that on the monthly, right, you can see that we do have this RSI forming here, stochastic RSI forming here, and saying, guys, we can push up. We might see a massive, powerful November month. And if we do, guess what? November could be the end. If November's the end, when do you find out? That's the argument I'm having with everybody. When do you find out the bull market's over? So I'll give you a good example on this particular candle. Let's switch this off. So, one second. I want to give you a really great example here, and I think that will make total sense to you, everybody, when you watch this and observe this. So we know we had this lovely pump in November, lovely pump, beautiful pump, and this is back in 2013. We did a 469%. Of course, we're not expecting that kind of pumps now. We'd probably do 100-200%, but we got this pump. Now, when did we find out we're in a bear market? When we came down to, well, technically this level here, but even then people were still not sure, so we dumped 40%. People were still not sure. People were like, no, the bull market's still on. Why? Because we had a little bit of a bullish momentum here, bought it back up, and then it dumped even further. And when was the confirmation that we're in a bear market? Well, when we had a total dump of 55%. That's when people started saying, oh guys, now we're in a bear market. And of course, even then people were still running hopium. Up to this area here, people were still running hopium. They don't understand that the cycle has to end. You know, the cycle has to end, right? So, you know, even this blue candle here, so I'm calculating all of this area here, after 64%. So you made 100k, you lose 65k, then you realize, oh damn, actually we're in a bear market, and then we start shooting down. So this is the kind of a thing, this is when the entire market will bleed out. When the market bleeds out, it's going to be too late for you if you're going to be in that FOMO cycle, whatever cycle you want to call it, and you know, all hyper excited and not thinking about your profits and your gains and not exiting the market at a good time. Right? Because it's the most common thing that happens. Everybody makes money, everybody FOMOs at the end, buys on a green, loses the red, and they're stuck in there, or they say we cut our losses and we get out. And I have a rule: if you've invested money into crypto, you don't get out unless you lost everything, or unless you make profit. You don't get out halfway and say, oh, I'm going to cut my losses. No, crypto bounces back. Trust me, you take a chance. So I hope this kind of helps. As I said, guys, this is the time to start looking at your altcoin portfolio and everything and start understanding that, is it time for me to stick around or go? And I'll give you a good example. I think I kind of picked on it yesterday, but we were kind of diverted and we didn't really say much. And someone mentioned something about altcoins, you know, is it going to bleed, right? Is altcoins going to bleed during the bear market? I think that was the question. And I think it was a great question, you know, great question. Is altcoin going to bleed in this market? Right? Because there is actually some data we can show you, which is going to be really cool. So you can see, let me get rid of this area here. This would be really awesome for you to understand. So you can see how this is in, let's do 2017 only. So let's do 2017 October onwards. So here's October, actually here's October, very good month. So we got October the 2nd here. From October to the top, we pumped 403%, right? This was Ethereum, fine. But when it dumped, that's the key. How far did it dump? Well, guys, look, it dumped 94%. It dumped 94%, and I can find other coins for you to show you the same metric. Dot didn't exist, so no point showing dot. BNB did exist. Let's have a look. BNB did exist at that time. No, it doesn't work. No, BNB again doesn't show much. Cardano did exist. Let's have a look at Cardano. So let's have a look at Cardano. This is going to be beautiful. So this is Cardano. Yes, beautiful. Look how far Cardano dumped from its peak to the bottom. Guys, 97%. So even the top coins, when the market has a meltdown, everything melts down. That's a fact. The big project, these are the big boys, they all melt down. So this is why I stress to people a lot that, guys, have some discipline and start taking some of your initials out at least. You know, that's the only thing I always promote to people. Take your initial out as soon as you can. Curse me later that, damn, because of this guy we didn't make 1000x. Curse me later because of this guy you saved yourself your 100%. Do you know what I mean? If you follow this method, you will always save your initial investment. Then you can thank me, right? And you can curse me later if you did miss it. But you know what? You're in this game. You're always going to be in this game. You're not going to be that loser who has that gambling mentality, who's like losing, just because he wants to win once. Stupid. That's so stupid. You don't do that. You're in it for the money. Make the money. Take the money. Get the hell out. Full stop. So that's just my way of doing things anyway. But as I said, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. You do I do me, and we see where we go from there. V-chain looking quite cool actually. You can see V-chain just broke out, found support, doing its little thing, coming into this little area here to come and test this neckline. Once it tests, and it's shooting up. Let's see how far it goes. Let's see if it can continue with the momentum and do its thing. Let me double check the chat because I can't see the chat. What's going on here, guys? Smash that like button, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Join the Discord community. That's where you can actually have a conversation with me if you ever want to, because I'm actually on Discord. I do like sometimes come on and this that. Obviously if I'm free, guys, I'm on Discord. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to make it up like, oh, I'm there all the time. No, guys, I don't have all day to myself. I'm not there 24/7. Do you know what I mean? I got life as well, so I do my best. And as I said, you can come and join, leave a message publicly, and I'll answer you. I don't answer private messages unless I've already had a conversation with you and I know you're not a scammer or something that has joined the group. Scammers are prohibited from the group. If anybody feels that this person is a scammer, and if two people message me that somebody's a scammer, then I'll speak to you and I will kick you. Full stop. Right? We don't have space for scammers there. It's a community, it's a family. I want to keep it that way. See Bubble here. We are here to listen to the facts. Awesome, my brother. Awesome. So I hope the facts helped what I just showed you, because this is one of the things, because a lot of people haven't experienced it. Look, I haven't experienced 2013, so I didn't give you anything regarding 2013. I could have easily said, oh guys, 2013 this happened. No, I wasn't there. Right, but I was there in 2017. I saw it with my own eyes. I felt it with my own, how would I say this? You know, your mind, your heart, your soul, you feel it. You feel it. You feel the fact that we hit that top and we hit that bottom and we had an 84% dump. My God, does it hurt? Trust me, it hurts. Right, when you see this, it hurts. Right, and when you see an 85% dump in BTC, and I'm not saying it's going to happen now, I'm just saying the proportionate. So when BTC did 80% or 85%, everything else did 95 to 97%. That's the argument. They pump even harder and they go even lower, right? So it doesn't matter how big they are. And Ethereum back then was also a top coin. The dominance was also high. It was the second even then, and it crashed 95%. So when you're looking at that, that should give you enough confluence to say, guys, when this dump does come in, everything's dumping. And you can see this on every single chart. BTC makes a move, everything makes a move. BTC takes a dump, everything takes a dump. Now, I talked about logics yesterday as well, and I said, look, logically, if the dominance was split, that means that neither BTC nor Ethereum had this level of dominance. Means the dominance was distributed amongst these 13,081 coins. Obviously, majority of them scams. But if this dominance was distributed, it doesn't matter. Then what happens is if BTC dumps, it doesn't affect Ethereum. If Ethereum dumps, it doesn't affect Bitcoin. So, you know, people are talking about like how Ethereum could flip BTC and become the top dog, like market cap of $1 trillion. That's all fine. But what they forget is if BTC goes to Ethereum's position and Ethereum goes to BTC, that doesn't change anything. They're still two most volatile coins. When they dump, they take the whole market down. We want this dominance, this whole thing to completely vanish, to be spread amongst everybody. Maybe 4 or 5%, yeah, fair play. Maybe 10% BTC, 5% Ethereum, or maybe 10-10. I'm being fair. I'm saying 80% everybody else, and that then doesn't impact the entire market. Does that make sense to you? Because now we know we have some dominance. So I can't see the dominance here, but if I was to do the dominance, I know Cardano has like 3%, Solana has like 3%, Dot has like 3%, Binance has 3%. That's great. That means one of these coin dumping doesn't impact the other. Brilliant. But this too impacts the entire market, guys. Entire market. So please do understand, this is a fact that you cannot deny. It doesn't matter if it goes to 100 trillion. If BTC still holds 40% of this dominance, or 45%, that's bad news. If Ethereum holds 20%, that's bad news. So I don't care who says what about dominance and this and that, because that's where most of the value is locked. You know? I see Bartos. Awesome, brother. Zil looking good, I suppose, on breaking. Good, I suppose, on breaking trend. It's already done its thing. I think it's broken its trend already, if I'm honest. I believe it's already broken its trend, because Zil's been solid for the last few days, and I've mentioned Zil quite a few times regarding Zil and everything, because what the hell? Yeah, so there's Zil, right? So Zil broke the trend, as you can see here. Look, broke the trend line, and Zil is going